Good morning. It's Wednesday the 15th of March. This is Nigel Croft and this is TA for Traders. In this short video we'll be looking at the minor currency swaps. On the US dollar, Canadian dollar, we'll see that it's moved up to resistance and we expect a consolidation. New Zealand dollar against the US dollar is still oversold. Euro against the pound still looks like it's going to go higher. Aussie dollar against the yen continues to range trade and we're just playing a waiting game. And the euro against the Swissy, still in a downtrend, but it is improving. So on the US against the Canadian, you can see that we've had this really good run up, through at the end of February, and we've now come into the resistance that we saw back in November and December, and it does seem to be having trouble getting through this resistance. We also went overbought on the RSI. Indicative of for consolidation when it gets above 70. I mean, it did get as high as nearly 74, and we've also got the MACD rolling. So at the resistance, RSI was overbought, MACD rolling. We are expecting further consolidation here. On any consolidation, the 20 days tracking up very quickly, and that will soon give support. On the longer term picture, you can see the resistance levels here that's holding the market. Here the 20 weeks still edging down slightly. If we went back below there, which is at 133, that would be a downside influence. RSI is back above 50, but as I said, that's hitting its, not only is the market hitting resistance, but the RSI as well is hitting resistance there. MACD just going flat. On the support resistance levels, you can see resistance at 135.35 and 135.99, those resistance levels that we've seen, and the support coming in at that 20 day, which is tracking up quickly at 133.21 and then at 130.52. New Zealand dollar, well actually obviously it's similar in that the dollar's rallied very strongly over the last couple of weeks. Reverse of the Canadian dollar actually, that it's actually fallen to support and went oversold, and we expect these supports to hold, which is around about the 68.60 level. RSI did become very oversold, went down towards 25. MACD still indicative of negative momentum, but the short term just starting to roll. On the longer term, you can see this support. There is many support levels dating back from August, when we had this uptrend and this picture of higher lows. They will all become support on the pullback. So the first one is obviously at about this 68.60 level. Looking at the support resistances, you can see that 68.62 is actually the level of that support that we're looking at. Above there 68.85, and then on the resistances we've got the down tracking 20 and 50 day 70.74 and 71.73. Euro against the pound, also up against resistance, but the trend does still seem to be on the upside. What we're getting here, I'll just expand this section for us. What we're getting here is we're just about to get across of this yellow and the 50, and the blue, sorry. The yellow's the 20-day, the 50 is the 50-day. They're both crossing, moving up. That's a bullish sign, a golden cross. That will really give support if the market came back, and is usually a sign that that's the direction that the market will move. Just go back to the full picture. I mean, below there you've got the 200-day as well. So RSI showing the positive momentum, just faltering here with the market. This consolidation could continue for a few days, let these moving averages catch up, but really one would expect a push up through the resistance level, and the MACD is also positive, indicative of upside momentum. On the longer term picture here, looking at the weekly chart, you can see actually the 20-week is tracking down at the moment. So if we went back below there, that would be a negative influence. You can see the resistance levels here back from October. RSI slightly losing its momentum, as is the MACD. Perhaps not such a bullish picture from this weekly as we're seeing in the daily, so worth watching. On the support resistance levels, got support at the 20-day and then the 200-day, 85.93, 85.33, with resistance at 87.87, 88.52. Aussie dollar against the Japanese yen. You can just see this range trading picture that we've got, perhaps starting to turn into a triangular formation. No indication as yet which way it's going to break. The RSI is virtually going sideways, is at 55. MACD going sideways as well. On the longer term picture, you can see the sideways move here. I mean, really, again, there's no indication. MACD just drifting and the RSI just drifting. We expect the consolidation to continue. On the support resistance levels, we've got support at the 50-day, 86.38, then 85.85, with resistance at 87.49 and 88.18. Finally, moving on to the euro against the Swissy. Obviously, the Swiss National Bank intervened, which took the market right up to the bottom of this downtrend. It's since slipped back, with the 20-day and the 50-day starting to roll. RSI starting to indicate a positive momentum, MACD up. You would expect this resistance level to be tested again. Where the picture looked really negative 2 weeks ago, it has improved, and let's see what happens when we go back up to this resistance line, which should be within this next week. Can't see the resistance line on here, but this is the weekly. But what we've got is the downtrend in 50-week moving average at 108.39, giving the resistance there. As I said, RSI here is ticked up as well, and MACD looks like it's rolling upwards. So it looks like it could start to look a bit better if we can break that downtrend and break that 50-week moving average. On the support resistance levels, we've got resistance at 108.25 and 108.99, with the support at the 20-day, 106.81, and then the support at 106.38. That's been TA for Traders for Wednesday, the 15th of March. I certainly hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll be back later with more videos. Please do read the disclaimer. Thank you very much.